Well, thank you all again for joining me today. If you're into inflatable boats and inflatable boat repair, well, you guys are at the right channel. Today I've got in store a Zodiac Mark 1, where we're going to be doing a full transom replacement with one of our in-house custom transoms. So, if this is the stuff you're into, then sit back, relax, follow along. Let's get started here and get this old transom removed so we can get ready to put the new one in. So using a heat gun, a drill, and a pry bar, I'm going to slowly work away around the fabric so I can release it from the transom and get all the accessories off so we can start the new transom installation. Now that the old transom is removed, let's get the surfaces all cleaned up, remove all the glue and all the debris inside there, and get ready to put the new transom in. Using a pry bar, I'm releasing all the old transom debris that's still attached to the fabric. Once I've got all the major chunks removed, I'm going to pull out my sander and start sanding away the rest of the debris and start removing all the glue that's inside there so we can get all this prepping done. Now that all the major debris and glue has been sanded away, I'm going to pull out my Dremel and start getting into the little crevices and into the areas that are hard to get with the sander. Now let's pull out the acetone or MEK and start loosening up some of this residual glue and continue on with the prepping. As you can see, I'm getting all the surfaces prepped and cleaned here. So then this way, all I gotta do is just glue the transom back in and not have to worry about cleaning other areas. Now let's start the glue application. As you can see right now, I'm gluing in this fabric wear mounts in those channels there. Once you've got this fabric all glued into place, let's start gluing the transom in. Now let's get this transom ready to be put in this boat. As you can see, I'm doing the glue application on the outer edges of the transom to start off with. Gonna apply the glue to the inner channels of the tube mounts. Going to repeat the glue application process to the amount of times the manufacturer specifies in the directions. While I'm waiting for the solvents to evaporate in the glue, I'm getting my straps all set up so then this way when it comes to putting the pressure needed, there'll be lots of pressure applied. Now let's get this transom installed. We're going to start at the very bottom corner there, and we're going to slowly work the pressure around the curvature and then do the other side. As you can see, I'm pulling on the transom mounts there to ensure that there's no air gaps. So when I tighten the ratchet straps, it applies as much pressure as possible. And I'll do the same thing on the other side as well. I'm now going to inflate the tubes to the maximum pressures, so when I go to tighten the ratchet straps, it ensures that there's a good bond between the tubes and the transom. Now let's glue the floor fabric to the bottom of the transom. As you can see, I'm going to start with the channels there and also on the edges of the transom to ensure those are all lined up before we start doing the outer edges. As you can see, I'm pulling on the fabric with as much pressure as possible so I can ensure that there's a good bond between the two surfaces. Gonna do the same thing for the inside of the boat. Just going to wipe down these surfaces so I can start the gluing on these main transom mounts. Now I'm going to start the glue application for the main transom mounts. Using a plastic burnishing tool or a hard roller, now you'll see me start putting pressure onto the mounts that just got glued. Now you can see that I'm starting to mask off the floor area where it glues onto the transom, so I can get that ready for the glue application. Using 120 grit sandpaper, I'm just going to prep the areas that never got sanded during the transom manufacturing process. Just going to wipe down these surfaces with acetone or MEK and get ready for the glue application. Let's start the glue application on the fabric floor mounts that glue onto the transom. Once again, using your burnishing tool or a hard roller, apply as much pressure as possible onto the transom. Due to the cooler temperatures in the shop, you'll see that I'm using a heat gun to help dissolve the solvents in the glue. I'm going to start finishing up the gluing around the transom before I start doing the installation of the hardware. I'm now just going to install these transom mount pads before we start doing the hardware. Let's get these transom top mount pads mounted and start installing the hardware. Here's a tech tip for you guys. Using some tape, put at the end of your screw there so you know how far you have to drill without drilling all the way through the transom. And I'll do the same thing with the drill bit I use for the nails. Now that all the glue has cured on the boat, let's get all the hardware installed and get this boat finished and ready to hit the water again. For the transom drain baskets, you'll see I'm using a 1.5 inch hole saw for the back and a 1 3/8 for the front. And the reason for that, it gives it a more flush surface so the water drains out better. Gonna install some new diaphragms on these drain plugs since they're missing. Using some marine adhesive sealant, I'm gonna get these drain plugs installed. Using a rubber glove, I'm just gonna evenly coat the drain plug holes, and then I'm gonna apply some of the marine adhesive sealant to the drain plug baskets. Let's get this boat finished up by installing the safety decals and the remaining of the hardware. Now that we've got all the hardware installed and all the safety decals in place, let's allow 48 hours to let everything cure before we put the boat back in the water. Well, that was a fun one now, wasn't it? You know, I can't stress this enough in all my videos. You know, just take your time, have a little patience, and you know, everything will work out just fine. You know, I make it look easy, but you know what? That's just all the video editing. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy these repairs and stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button somewhere over here. So yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed it. There'll be more in the works coming up. Stay safe and happy boating. Thanks for watching, everybody.